Yo nunca me pongo nervioso para hacer este podcast. Yo llevo muchos años haciendo el podcast.
Pero estás nervioso porque no te meterla en inglés.
No por el English, olvídate del English. No
Ok.
estoy nervioso porque, tú sabes, tenemos aquí una superestrella
Claro.
del básquet, un cangrejero hecho y derecho.
Yo le tengo que decir que mami y papi
Ajá.
se van a sentir orgullosos. Bueno, voy a tratar por la inversión que hicieron en Carving School
Ajá.
para poder hacer una entrevista en inglés completa.
Vamos para encima.
Vamos pa'
Esto es
encima.
un episodio especial. Hoy
Claro.
arranca las semifinales del baloncesto superior nacional. Bueno, sí, arrancan hoy. Y los gloriosos cangrejeros de Santurce visitan a los vaqueros de Bayamón en el rancho. Y surgió la oportunidad de que viniera aquí con nosotros a este episodio especial. No es ni un PvP extra, no
No.
es el podcast, es un episodio especial que se nos está dando y que de hecho vamos a dejar un poquito al final solo para el Patreon. Y está con nosotros el Power Forward
Por favor.
de los Cangrejeros de Santurce, Isaías Red Piñero.
O sea,
Welcome, Red Piñero.
Puesto para el BCN oficialmente.
Puestos para el BCN
Sí,
de
sí,
verdad.
sí,
de verdad.
Yeah, welcome Red. Y
Thank
Red es un puertorriqueño.
Correcto,
Pero, pues, nació y se crió en Estados Unidos. So
correcto.
he speaks English.
Exacto.
You speak a little Spanish, right?
A
Like,
little.
está bien, pero él va a aprender.
No, I
Las
will
malas
say-
palabras las va a aprender.
No, las malas palabras se las sabe. I'm sure that
Sí, sí,
all the curse words and everything we shout at the refs and the opposing teams, I know he already understands that.
Oh, yeah.
He won't talk about
That's on the short list that I know.
Yeah, but he won't talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about obviously his career. We're going to talk about basketball in Puerto Rico. We're going to talk about the Cangrejeros and just to get to know you a little bit better. And we have questions from the fans.
Okay.
I'm part of a group of over 200 season ticket
Oh, wow.
holders,
Okay.
and I said we're interviewing Red. Give me your questions. So we
Yeah.
have some questions. Some I will ask you off the air, but others I will ask you
Yeah.
on the air. So I was doing a little bit of research before the interview, and I saw that in high school you played both football and basketball in high school.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about playing football professionally? Or was it always basketball the career path?
No, actually, first it was baseball.
Oh
That's
wow!
really-
Okay.
Yeah, so it was baseball first, and
You
then
were a pitcher or something?
no, I was a catcher.
Okay, wow.
Wow, but a 6'8" catcher.
Yeah,
You
that's-
see, but then I wasn't as tall,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and then junior season I started growing,
Uh-huh.
and then I couldn't do the squats anymore.
Yeah, of
so
course.
then I went to basketball, got more serious into basketball
Okay.
and football, and then football I loved it, but I wasn't as physical in football
Okay.
and as athletic.
What
and
position did you play?
Wide receiver and
Okay.
safety.
Yeah, of
Wow.
course, wide receiver. Yeah,
yeah.
makes sense.
So, basketball just kind of I fell in love with basketball, and that's kind of, I took it and ran with it.
And you started your college career playing, I think, was it in Oregon, right?
So I started in junior college.
Oh, you
first.
started.
college,
Okay,
okay.
you're
Yeah.
a
So
coach,
out of high
perfect.
school, I went to Sierra College.
Okay.
Mhm.
For 2 seasons.
Okay.
Mhm.
I sat out my first one out of high school to get stronger, get
Improve.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, improve. And then the next season I played, and then I got a scholarship to Portland State
Exactly.
in Portland, Oregon. Loved it. It was nice. Oregon, loved Portland.
Okay.
Okay.
Just too rainy for me.
Yeah.
Coming from California,
Yeah,
I
makes
needed the
sense.
sunshine,
Makes sense.
So then I transferred to University of San Diego,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and I finished out my career there. 2 seasons there.
Do you surf?
I don't surf.
Okay, because California is like
Yeah.
sun, beach, surfing.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
so-
No, but the school was beautiful. It's on
Okay.
a hill. If you've never been to San Diego, it's right on the hill.
Mm.
Maybe 5 minutes from the beach. From the campus, you can see the bay. It's beautiful.
I've been to San Diego twice. The last time I went to was for the baseball classic.
Ooh,
I saw
yeah, I
2
missed
games
that
of
one.
Puerto Rico. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And San Diego is beautiful.
I love California actually.
Yeah,
O sea,
it's
it's great. I think
Yeah.
it's it's very costly
Uh-huh.
to live, pero
But it's worth it.
it's
the
worth
best
it. No,
state.
yes, it's the
So,
best state doing.
After college, you played a little bit of G League. You played Summer League. You played for the Stockton Kings. How?
Yeah.
I mean, for casual fans like us, how hard is it really to get into the NBA? I mean,
It's probably one of the I don't want to say the hardest thing in sports because I probably think baseball is the hardest thing to get to the
Yeah.
probably
to the
yeah.
major leagues.
Yeah.
We have all the minor leagues,
Uh-huh.
but The NBA is so political.
Okay.
Like, it's not just about talent. It's not being the best shooter,
You know who
the
said
most
that?
athletic.
This year's MVP, Moutier, he gave an interview to El Nuevo Dia like 3 weeks ago, and he said that like BCN give him returning the love for basketball. He said that the NBA got so political, it's so hard to keep playing everything. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's.
And what do you guys mean when you say political?
It's because there's a lot of people involved.
Okay.
You know, it's not just a team and a player.
Okay.
Each player has an agent. That agent works for an agency. Obviously, there's bigger agencies than others.
Okay.
And so
The incentives are for...
it's kind of, big fish, little fish.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is coaches and GMs also have agents also. So if one agent owes another agent, or if that head coach is friends with this agent, hey, I have this guy. They're kind of similar. If you have two players, they're kind of similar, but the coach likes this agent. He might, or the GM likes this agent a little more or owes him a favor. He might pick him over someone else.
Wow.
So it's not just about talent, being, the most athletic, the best basketball player. It's a lot that goes into it.
So, for example, if, you go from college, there are some incentives right now for people to skip college and go or try to go directly to professional level.
Yeah.
So because you're telling me that if I have talent but I don't have the agent, but maybe I'm not going to succeed on that level. So that is creating an incentive to skip college and to go to the professional level. Do you see it?
No, it's actually the other way around.
Okay.
Now with the NIL.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard
of
it.
That you can make a little bit of money playing
These college guys are making a ridiculous amount.
The top guys are making millions.
Yeah. Millions. Okay. I mean, mid-major, middle college, Division I guys are making like $300,000 to $500,000.
Wow. In mid-level school,
middle level school, not a power conference, not a Alabama or anything, just a mid-level school. They're making $200,000 plus.
Yeah,
and so those guys usually might get an NBA or like a G League contract. But the G League contract is, I want to say $70,000
for the whole season.
For the whole season. Europe, you go to Europe. You might be making $100,000, your first year as a rookie, unless you're a top guy. But like for a mid-major guy, who's making $200,000 in college, they might make $100,000 in Europe. So why would I leave college? I'll stay an extra year, get more education,
get a degree,
get a degree, and make more money.
So the critics that the NIL is changing the landscape,
100%,
is more beneficial to the colleges because
you are retaining to the athletes.
It's to the athletes for sure.
But there are incentives to retain the athlete on that level instead of going to the next level. Because it's gonna make
100%. There's a lot of guys who might have left previous years who are staying for 3 or 4 years now. Because they're making more money.
Of course,
they're making more money instead of leaving and trying the NBA, trying their shot, or going over to Europe.
And do you think, obviously, you've played in Europe, you obviously already have been a pro for almost a decade, so you know a little bit more of what's happening. But I think while you said that it's tough to get into the NBA, I think basketball is played all over the world, right? Baseball is played basically in the US, a couple of countries. But so now you see the NBA, like half of the top players are not Americans. So I'm sure that international pressure also it's making it harder to
maybe 10 years ago, the NBA was predominantly, Americans, and it's still predominantly Americans, but there's a lot more Europeans now, or a lot more prospects from Europe taking spots that usually go to Americans. So that adds to, the increased difficulty to make it. So it's hard to make it because you got to think each year, how many open spots are there? Because it's not just, the top college guys. There's not many open spots, How many guys on teams are on 2-year contracts?
And now players last longer, like careers are longer. So
exactly. So it's really hard. A year there might be maybe 50 to 100 actual NBA contracts, not G League, but NBA contracts. And so it's hard how many people are fighting for those 50 to 100?
A lot of people.
you know,
if you think that basketball maybe is the second most played sport in the United States,
yeah,
in the world,
in the world, but specifically in the United States,
yeah.
Think about that. So how many kids,
exactly,
you know, good kids, actually, it's like kids with talent.
No, and I read an article last week about that. It's becoming also like a Nepo league. Like a lot of sons of former players are, because they have the inside track.
Yeah,
they have
exactly.
the agent. They probably have their father's agent. And,
you know,
so yeah.
So it's hard, but then also it's about opportunity too, because how many teams need a player like you?
Exactly.
You could be a great player, but the teams aren't really looking for a player of your what you do. So then you just don't fit, you know? So then you have to go somewhere else.
Okay, so you debuted on the Puerto Rico national team on the World's Championship in 2019,
yes,
if I'm correct. How did the Puerto Rico Federation approach you? When was the first contact? Because you started playing late, right? 10th grade, 11th grade? So Basketball, yeah.
I played when I was younger, but I took it serious in high school.
Okay. So when did
ninth grade?
When did the Puerto Rico Federation?
My senior year junior year of college.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we kind of made first contact. Okay. I did good, and then I decided to stay. There's a couple windows and stuff, but they were like, "Hey, just stay in college." Okay. And then I graduated, and then it was the World Cup.
Okay.
And Eddie reached out, and that summer for me was crazy.
Okay.
It was hectic. I was doing pre-draft. I was away from home.
Okay.
So I was actually away from school. I was in Vegas the whole second semester doing pre-draft.
Okay.
I was getting married that summer.
Okay.
And I was graduating that summer.
Okay.
So I had all of that within a 2-week span.
Okay.
So like I came home, I had my pre-draft workout with all the scouts there. Came back to San Diego, had my wedding, or had my graduation in San Diego. Then the next weekend, drove up to Sacramento and had my wedding.
Okay.
Then the following week, the national team had, I think, the Central American Games.
Okay.
He was like, "Yo, we want you to come for this to like try out for the World Cup."
For the World Cup, yeah.
I was like, I can't do it. It's been a whirlwind, I'll catch you after the World Cup, like I want to play. I just can't be gone for 2 months. Because if I went to the Central American Games and I made the team, the Central American Games was a month, and then the World Cup was another month.
And the World Cup was in China.
China. So I can't be gone for 2 months. I just got married, and then Central American Games happened, and then they hit me up again, and Eddie was like, "Hey, we really want you. We want you to be part of our program, and we see you being able to contribute to the future, and so come with us to to China." And that was just an opportunity that I couldn't pass up, at that point.
I from a coaching standpoint, you have a Puerto Rican guy that developed in the States 6'7", right? 6'7". Puerto Rico doesn't have a lot of people that
we don't have that many bigs, especially small forward, power forward.
We don't have.
We don't have.
So
we have Piculín, and then you have.
We don't have the bigger guys.
Yeah, of course.
So I see. So the pressure that Eddie was trying to reach you out, how that experience opened you to other experiences professionally. The exposure in the World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. It was my first professional experience actually, because I just graduated. So it was my first time playing pro.
Okay.
And it being a World Cup was crazy because we played Serbia, Italy, who else? Egypt, I think Iran, not Egypt.
Yeah, Iran.
But
that Iran game was crazy. We were like 2 points, right?
That was wild. That was wild. But so that being my first professional experience going up against NBA guys and top EuroLeague guys, it really like opened my eyes.
Okay.
I wasn't really sure what European basketball was like, because you can't watch it back home really if you don't know. And so I didn't have any experience with it. And that being my first was crazy. I was like, oh, okay, this is legit. Like the international ball is legit. And these guys over here are a lot of them can play in the NBA if they had the opportunity.
Yeah, and you play, World Cup.
You faced in the first round. You faced Spain, Tunisia, and Iran. And we passed to the second round, and then on the second round,
I think it was Serbia and Italy, right?
The European powerhouses.
Yeah, exactly. And Serbia had Boban and Joker at that time too.
Italy had Gallinari.
We'll
get back to Gallinari in a couple of
minutes. They had all their guys. They had all their guys.
But you have your first experience playing Pro Bowl, FIBA regulated.
Yes.
No NBA. That is a
whole nother thing. It's a completely different game.
Yeah,
more physical, different rules. The pace of the game's different. Probably less athletic, but more IQ.
Okay.
These European teams.
More fundamentals.
Yeah, fundamentals. They've played with each other since they were teenagers, so their chemistry is crazy. You think of Spain, all those guys have played with each other for so long.
Exactly.
Every summer, So the chemistry and the IQ that they have on the court is crazy.
So there's always a discussion between the Puerto Rican fandom. Your grandson, your grandmother and grandfather are Puerto Ricans. Your mom and dad, you told us, were born in the Bronx, so that's why you're a Yankee fan. And then you were born in California.
Yeah.
When you were approached by the Puerto Rico team, it was basically a professional engagement, or was something a little bit about you feeling your Puerto Rican heritage? How does that work in your mind?
It's always been a big part of my household. Being in California, where we were in Sacramento, there's not a big Puerto Rican culture, or community. But for every holiday, and we always listen, salsa, and my parents always tried,
of course.
It was always present in our house. I always knew I was Puerto Rican and what that meant.
Okay.
When Eddie Casiano called you, your dad said, "That's Eddie Casiano."
Yeah, he was like, "Hey," he was legit back in the day.
Okay.
And so I didn't grow up on the island, or New York is still big, New York Ricans and stuff, but I'm still Puerto Rican. That's still part of my heritage, part of my blood. So it was twofold, but definitely it was a chance for me to connect with that part that I might have been missing growing up here or growing up in the community, and it allowed me to explore that more and be involved in it. And for the past 6 years now, I've come back to the island every summer, and I love it. My family loves it. My wife, my second daughter was born out here last summer, so
that's nice.
It's it's ingrained in me now.
Beautiful. Okay, so after the Worlds, you went to the G League. You played in Sacramento. You did 2 seasons.
One season
in Sacramento,
League,
and then you went to Europe.
Yes.
How does it work getting recruited to a European league? I mean, do you pick and choose? Do they contact you? How does it work? And one factor, because you played in Latvia, I think, first.
Yeah.
And then you went to Turkey, and you're playing in Turkey right now. You're playing in Turkey this year. So how does it work?
So the agents come back into play.
Okay.
So the coaches or GMs of the European teams, there's agents in each country.
Okay.
The agents talk to the coaches. Hey, what are you guys looking for?
Okay.
We're looking for 6'7" power forward, small forward, power forward. Okay, let me see if I have anyone. My European agent contacts my American agent.
Okay.
Hey, do you have anyone you think can fit this?
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Let me send you his stuff.
Okay.
Do you think he'll fit? And then my American agent sends it to him, and then he's like, okay, I think this is a good fit. I send it to the coach, and then that's how that starts. But you have to think, for one position, how many agents are doing that? They're not just looking at 2 or 3 guys. Most of the time, they're looking at 5, maybe 10, and we're talking guys out.
8 major leagues basically in Europe.
So you gotta think of the countries.
Yeah, we have Spain, France,
Germany, Italy,
of course.
Russia has a great league.
Yeah.
Turkey's a great league.
I think Israel at one moment was also.
Israel's really good.
And obviously, like Latvia, Lithuania.
Latvia has a couple good teams. The league is a little low, but there's some good teams with some good competition. And so with that, each country doesn't only have one league. They have a top league
and second division.
And then there's second division, third division, and some countries even have like a fourth division.
Yeah, and I think, for example, the guy that Quebradillas brought
he played
the second division in Italy, and he killed in BSN.
So, but that's the thing, you know, comes back to opportunity and stuff like this. You could be a great player, but some of these coaches don't want to take a risk on a young guy or someone they don't know. American basketball is so different than European basketball.
I presume that, you know, the salaries and the money varies from tier.
Exactly.
2, Division 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when they reach out, they offer. The first offer that you receive was surprisingly good for you, or?
That's where your agent comes into play.
Okay.
Because you can find a country if you want to just go make money. The Middle East, you know, the basketball's not that great, but they pay a lot of money.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if you've seen about like the soccer, like with Ronaldo.
Yeah, with Ronaldo, yeah. So and I know from Ronda Hollis Jefferson that he was a refuerzo de San Germán. I think he was playing in Jordan, I think.
Yeah.
I think he was, yeah.
So, not great basketball, a lot of money.
Okay.
Right? So you have to try to find the middle ground of what you want. Every player's different.
And I think obviously being a young guy starting your career, money is important, but I'm sure you're trying to get something that will
if you want to like compete at the highest level, you might make a little less money.
Exactly.
So that's where your agent comes in and, hey, I think, you know, market for a player like you where we'll start is around this number. So then you get that first offer, you're like, okay, it's a little low. But maybe we can negotiate it high, or it's what you're expecting.
Okay. And so it's on right now.
You're making fun of me because I don't know how do you say refuerzo in English.
Import.
Import. That's
the imports. And I think they have rules like restriction for the imports.
So each country has a different one. In Turkey, they just changed it, so each team gets 7 imports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was 5, but now it's 7. Okay. So the money per import goes down a little.
Of course.
Okay.
And each league's different, but for most second divisions, you only get 2 imports.
Okay.
So the money's probably a little higher.
Also, maybe a second division in, I don't know, Italy.
Yeah.
It's very hard fought.
Yeah. Still a good league. There's a lot of the second division leagues are really good too. Okay. It's not like a big drop off.
Okay.
I know a lot of players that can play in first division, but they go to a second division because the money's better.
And they have like rules from soccer that you have to play from second division. You have to go up.
You get relegated.
Yeah,
so that's why the second division teams want to get good players and they want to compete.
Okay.
Most leagues, it's the top 2 teams in second division go to first division.
Okay.
And the bottom 2 in first division get relegated to second division.
Okay.
So it's incentivizing for teams to not get dropped down, because if you're in first division, you get more money, bigger sponsors, you know. Most leagues have a EuroLeague team, which is the biggest teams in the world. So first division's, you know, the biggest competition, but second division, there's a lot of good players there too.
And you read a lot about, like, obviously there's difference in the game, but there's also difference in the culture of the teams. Like, for example, like European teams have a reputation that a lot of practice, but less games. American teams, little practice, a lot more games. How does you as a player get used to the different styles? I mean,
it takes a while.
Okay.
Because in Europe, you play domestic games on the weekend.
Okay.
So that's within your own country.
Okay.
If you're on a team that's in a European competition, you play teams from other countries
on the week.
That's during the week, yes. And usually, besides EuroLeague, it's only 1 game.
Okay.
So you might play 2 games a week.
And that's it.
Okay. For like 8 months, basically. Outside of preseason.
Exactly.
So it's hard, but you travel a lot too. You know, Puerto Rico, for away games, we only travel maybe
2 hours at the most.
Right? Here, during the week, I can play in Turkey, but I can travel to Spain.
Yeah.
So leave Turkey on Monday, you know, get to Spain on Monday, practice Tuesday, play Wednesday, Thursday, fly back to Turkey.
And you have to
practice on Friday,
on
play Saturday
game on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do that. You can't really. The teams don't have a budget to play multiple games more than that, you know.
And you're flying commercial.
Unless you're on a EuroLeague team, you're flying commercial.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
sometimes you play at 8 p.m. and you have a flight at 8 a.m. the next day. Yeah,
it's in your Ryanair.
And
like
some
that,
cities, the airport's like 2 or 3 hours away.
Exactly.
So you might just be staying up all night. You know, you play the game, you stay up because you're leaving the hotel at 5 a.m.
Oh,
yeah. It's a grind. But it's fun.
And when did you start your BSN career? You started with Quebradillas, right?
Yeah,
that's your first team. What's your first year in Quebradillas?
I think it was
21. I think after you didn't play the bubble season, right?
I didn't play the bubble. I played after the bubble.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I want to say 21.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, you went. No. So before Hassan was it, right?
Yeah, before Hassan.
When
Eddie was the coach, when Cassiano was the coach.
Okay.
So what was your first experience with BSN?
It eye-opening, you know. Every league is different. Every style of basketball is different. The G League to Europe, and even in Europe, different countries play different styles. Okay. So then coming here, it's a completely different style of basketball too.
How would you describe a style?
Physical, fast,
a lot of games because on that season.
Not like the big thing this year that the most a team would play was 3 times per week. That was like
which is great.
Which is good. But in that season,
there were 5 games weeks.
Yeah, we had back-to-backs. There were sometimes you would have a back-to-back, 1 day off, and then game, 1 day off, another game, and then a back-to-back. So I remember sometimes we had, because I just came the last month, we had like 5 games in like 9 days or something like that, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like you're not driving obviously, but still the games are hard, you know, it's physical. It's hard to recover.
Play late night because
you know, and it's hot here, it's humid. So the games you sweat a lot, you lose a lot of energy and everything. So it's a lot. They definitely improved it with their scheduling this year.
The scheduling is very good this year. How about the money here? When you get to play from to Quebradillas, and you know the difference between the leagues, was a shock to you or was a good offer?
No, it was a good offer.
Okay,
you know, I mean, I wouldn't come if it wasn't good. You know, but for me, it was. I've always come at the end of a European season, so it's always been 1 month and then playoffs. So the money could be a little higher probably for me. But it's still good money, you know, good money. And for this year, way better, the scheduling of games, you know. But no, I think the league and the owners, the new owners are putting a lot of money into the league and making the conditions and the facilities better for the players. And so...
have you noticed, I mean, has there been a significant change from your end from 21 to 25? I mean, in these 4 years?
I think overall, you know, I think teams are just trying to do better.
Okay.
I think with more NBA guys coming, ex-NBA guys coming, the conditions have to be better. And I think if teams want to compete, they have to put money into it.
Okay.
You know, it can't just be 2 teams with a big budget dominating because no one wants to do that, you know. These owners want to compete and win a championship, so they have to put money into it, which helps the players, helps get better players. But also with that, when you get better players, you have to have better conditions, or your players aren't going to want to come and play, you know. So I think the league's going in the right direction. Like all around league wide, teams are trying to do better, get better facilities, get meals for players after practices, after games. You know,
everything is investing a lot in the food.
Yeah,
the food is very important. Actually.
Yeah, it's great. You know, I mean,
no, I see you get a lot of trainers. I think you get a lot of rehab.
Yeah,
the doctors. The rehab I don't think that was the norm like 10 years ago.
Yeah, you know, maybe the veteran guys get treatment, but now everyone's getting treatment, and with playing so many games a week, you have to have recovery.
Yeah. Why do you pass Quebradillas? Why do you pass on playing for Quebradillas this year?
It was
because it was a lot of rumors. I want to.
One of Quebradillas owners, Lee Sepulvado, said that you told him that you were not going to play this year. And that's why they traded you to Santurce. That's what he said.
I don't know what is it.
I mean, thank you for that. I guess. Thank you, Lee. But yeah.
No, it was a lot of personal reasons, but also just my body. I think after. This season I'm gonna take a little break, longer than normal, before I go out to Europe or whatever next season holds. So during the season I was adamant that this summer I need a break. I've been going straight for 2 years. Since
no break.
Since I tore my ACL.
Okay.
So I tore my ACL in 20.
And you had the Olympics, obviously.
Yeah, in 22. I did that in the summer of 22. Rehabbed, came back to Kebs. Had the World Cup that summer, went to Europe. This past summer, came back to Kebs, and then the Olympics, and then back to a whole 10-month season in Europe. So I've been playing straight for 2 years. So it's a lot on your body.
After an injury,
After a knee injury. So you can get as much rehab as you want, but still you need a rest. And so I was adamant on that.
And why, accept the offer of Santurce?
Me and my agent talked about it, and we...
Did Bad Bunny call you?
No. But we were adamant about it, and then me and my agent talked about it. Hey, after the season, if you do it, they're offering some good money. I think it's a good opportunity. When I got traded, they're like, hey, just let's listen to them, see what happens. It's a great team right now. They have a great chance. And not saying Kebs didn't have a chance. They're a great team. They made it far into the playoffs.
That Kebs where he plays in Turkey. That's your team.
Yeah. But Quebradillas, they, great team and everything. If I went, we could have, who knows, But some stuff happened in my personal life where I was like, okay, hey, let's listen to them now. Let's listen to them. And after the season, I'm going to take a little time off, and then we'll see what happens next season.
I want to get back to the BSN and start talking about the semifinals. But how was your Olympic experience? I was at the Choliseo where you guys clinched the qualifying game against Italy. Obviously, my greatest moment as a basketball fan was Puerto Rico's victory in 2004 against the USA team. So being back in the Olympics for us was huge. How was it for you? How was it living through that experience? How was Paris?
It was amazing. The qualifying tournament, after the World Cup, they were like, hey, we really want to host one, because having home court advantage is
very crucial.
Is huge. International is huge. You got to think about an away game's not just 2 hours. It's a flight. Usually for us, anywhere in Europe's 8 hours. So 8 hours plus, different food, different climate. Hotel might not be the best, just for whatever reason. We get good hotels, but still, you're in a hotel, not in your home. So once we got that was huge check mark for us. We did good in the World Cup, and we saw the teams that we were matched up with, and we were like, okay, we've played Italy twice in tournaments, and we've been up big.
And history, I think this was like the third time we've ever beaten Italy. Like Italy has it against Puerto Rico.
We have been playing two games. Que le está matando una pela. We were,
no matter what tournament it is, if it's an international tournament, we were playing Italy or Serbia.
Exactly.
Guaranteed we're playing those two.
That's how it is. Yeah.
So, I think it was finally time that we had the team and the mentality and the experience to get over the hump and beat a European team. We haven't done that in a long time. And so everyone was excited. We knew the place. We knew Choli was going to be crazy. We knew it was going to be rocking. The energy was going to be amazing. So
everyone wants to play because there was a lot of rumors.
Like
Jose didn't want to play, Tremont didn't want to play, or they want to play but they want some assurances of time, or game time plan. But you're telling me that everyone was pumped up.
Oh everyone was committed. Everyone was pumped up, ready for it, because we knew. We had a great chance. And Lithuania didn't bring, we felt, their best team. Some of their players had some contract issues. So we knew we can get them. And we scrimmaged them before the tournament we played them really good for a half, and then second half we lost our minds and we ended up losing.
Okay.
But we knew, hey, if we lock in for 40 minutes, we can get these guys.
Okay.
And so once we beat Italy, we knew we had a great chance against Lithuania.
Okay.
And so that experience it gives me chills thinking about it. You know, I was on the bench like the last 3 minutes, and Lithuania was kind of making a little run.
Yeah.
But we held it. We had some turnovers, but then we settled down. And I looked up. I like clearly remember like looking up and there being like a minute and a half left, and we're up I think by like 10 or something. And I'm like, they're not gonna come back.
No, yeah.
Like we have the game. Like we're going to the Olympics, and so it was just like chilling, like a once in a lifetime experience to just experience that, especially on the home court. You know, like. Yeah. So I don't know. It makes me speechless.
I'm reliving the moment here. So I wasn't even in the court. So.
And it's a personal. I think it's a personal achievement to go to an Olympics, but you know, on a team level, when we get to the Olympics, we didn't perform that well. What happened there? What happened? Because you know. We have a good tournament. And we get to the Olympics and we didn't have a good tournament.
So it's tough. It's tough. We travel. Our travel schedule before that was a little hard. We played a lot of games.
You went to Serbia, I think, right?
We went to Serbia.
Went to Spain,
we went to Greece. We went to Greece, France. And then I think one other place, I can't remember. Spain.
Yeah,
we went to Spain.
Exactly.
And then back to France.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of travel in 10 days, you know. A lot of us didn't play to our capabilities. But it was tough. We all were expecting to be in Paris, but the basketball was in Lille, which is like 3 hours from Paris. So I think that kind of shocked us.
Okay.
So we weren't at the main
like what the party is
at the village.
Yeah, the villa, whatever.
We were 3 hours away at a basically like a college dorm room.
Okay.
Where the men and women's basketball teams were.
Like the Olympic experience
was different.
Okay,
exactly.
Okay.
So
we gotta make it to LA then.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
You're gonna feel like home in LA, so we gotta
exactly.
Do it.
That's
we gotta make it to LA.
The LA is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough, but I think we are a good team. We got guys that want.
I think the team is better now. That I think what we can field for 28, it's probably better that we field it for 24. I think there are a couple of rising people.
Yeah, you know,
and our youngsters I think are gonna be like in their prime. I think it's gonna.
Yeah. And the good thing is we have a core that has been playing with each other for a long time in Windows and the World Cup and stuff. So we have that chemistry when we get on. Now we add like a Jose, you know, we add maybe a Freeman to it, or we just added Odiasi. So we add these big players to help us and elevate the team. We can only get better.
Exactly. Okay, now let's get to business.
Vamos a hablar de los vaqueros.
How are we beating Bayamon? How are we beating Bayamon? What are you going to do against Gallinari? That's my question.
Because we are talking.
I mean, you know him, you faced him, so
you
haven't played with him in BSN because when you came into the team, we were done with Bayamon, playing them, so we haven't played them here. But I mean, obviously. And let me tell you my experience as a Cangrejero fan. It's been hard the last 4 years.
We are the Knicks fans.
Yeah, Puerto Rico. So it's been hard. We are. But he's a Knicks fan as well.
So we are accustomed to suffering.
That's a good
and a heartbreak.
Okay.
So we got the monkey off our back. We're through the first round. We beat the champion in 5 games. So it was fantastic. But me and my brother, we sit next to each other. We talk Cangrejeros basketball every day. So I think there was a point between like in mid-season you hadn't arrived yet, and I told my brother this year is different. I think I see the team way more like together. I think there's not that many there's not tension between like the coaching staff. It's the coaching staff. We haven't had big changes, so I was more optimistic, obviously. Carefully optimistic. I think what you guys have done this year is fantastic. So, but obviously Vaqueros comes in as the favorite, and Vaqueros fans are saying they're going to take this in 5. So what are we doing against Bayamon?
Hopefully scoring more than them.
Yeah, obviously. I think that's the key. I think that's the key.
No, it's going to be, we're going to try to play our brand of basketball. I think we saw it. We're a really good team when we're physical, when we can push the pace. The management did a great job constructing this team, with Nelson at the helm. He knows how to win. We have players that know how to win, have won in the BSN. We have experience. We have some great imports that can really score the ball, but that's not all they do. They're not selfish, They're not just looking to score 28 games.
They put the grind.
Exactly.
I think, Jenkins, for example, there wasn't the guy that wasn't hitting the 3-pointer, but he was defending a lot. A very physical one. For a guy that plays on the States.
And he's a long three for our league. Like, he's a long three.
So our team is, I think we're very well constructed. We can go bigger. We can play bigger with, Collier and Farid at the 4 and the 5. We can put me at the 3 if we need to get really big. Jenkins is a big 3, like you guys said. We can play smaller. So they did a really good job of constructing this team. I think we can match up against a lot of different lineups. But a big thing is a lot of the guys like to play defense. It's not all about offense. We're not offensive minded. We all can score. Don't get me wrong. We can all probably put up 20 a night. We all have. But like you said, if we don't have it on offense one night, Jenkins wasn't hitting the threes, but he was playing great defense on Louis King.
I remember game 2 in Kawasa, we lost. We had a chance to win that game in the fourth quarter. You put it by 4, and we played horrible. I think we shot 21% of 3. We got like half of the free throws they got, and it was basically the defense that gave us a chance. So I think that's where it's at.
Now, Vaqueros has a lot of tradition in this phase of the tournament. And they have they are hungry because last year the fiasco que fueron, how you prepare mentally.
Mira, look, there's a Vaquero fan here saying the only way Santurce wins is that the Vaqueros get all in the same bus and they have an accident. So that's what they're saying.
Okay. But that on that note, the first game is gonna be on the Rancho. El Rancho is historically known for being a hostile court for players. How you prepare, having an experience playing in Europe that the fans are very loud and very intense. How do you prepare mentally for that first game in Bayamon with a team that you haven't faced this year? You know?
No, I mean, we know it's gonna be. This is the matchup everyone wants to see.
Yeah, of course.
So we know it's gonna be. Players want this matchup because they're 1, we're 2 on our side. And the fans want this one too, So we know every home game is going to be hostile, every away game. For them, for us, when we go there, it's going to be hostile. We know they're known for that. When we have a home game, our fans, we know they're going to fill out. It's going to be loud. That's where our experience comes in as players individually. I mean, you look, Angel... He's played high level. He's played national team. He's won MVP. Ian Clark, obviously, NBA chip. Jenkins, NBA player. He's played in overseas. He's played in international. Plays for Team USA. Me, played overseas. Played in Serbia. And if no one knows Serbia basketball, please look up a game.
That's the most crazy place you've
look up a game in Serbia.
That's the craziest place you've ever played.
Or in Turkey too. Look up a Turkey game.
They're crazy.
The fans are crazy. And it's not just 4,000 or 5,000. It's they pack out a 10,000 seat arena,
and they never start.
They never sit. They stand up chanting the whole time. You think of it's like a European soccer match. And then Farid obviously has played in Olympics, NBA, and everything. So that's just the starting 5 that has experience of playing in hostile environments and knowing what it takes to succeed. And so mentally, you just have to prepare for that. There's gonna be some bad calls from the refs both ways, both sides. It's just what it is,
This is what it is.
The fans are gonna every time they score, they're gonna go crazy. If you mess up, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna be talking crazy to you. So you have to know through highs and lows, try to stay mellow and stay even keel and don't lose your mind.
Yeah, and from the bench, you have people.
That's just the starting lineup. Our bench
is a crazy bench.
Right? Yeah, I mean, Collier won it last year. We have Matias coming off the bench. We have Benito.
Having Walter. Having Walter come out of the bench. And I've talked to Jonathan about this a lot. Walter has killed us for the last decade. Like having Walter now do what he was doing against us for the last decade, it's such a luxury.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
No, I mean, he's a big shot maker. Exactly. He loves the moment. He loves it. He's experienced. He's won in this league, so he knows what it takes. He gets the respect. And so to have him come off the bench and to have the guys come off our bench is a great luxury.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 3 guys that could probably start on any team.
Who is the leader that, when they go and get stuff, calms the team and
Angel
refocus the team.
Yeah, Angel's our vocal leader. He's the head of the snake. I really gotta give it to him. Coming in, and he's Matias is the captain. Angel's the vocal guy.
Okay.
He knows how to communicate what Nelson wants and what we need.
And it's interesting because Angel had a normal season.
Yeah.
But then he basically took over. He had a 28-point game and a 27-point game in the...
And it's a redemption season because last year...
Yeah, but he played like 3 games.
For him personally,
exactly.
It's like a redemption season.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He didn't have a great start to the series, but we were still up 2-1.
Exactly.
And so that's the luxury that we have as a team. We're not relying on 2 or 3 or just one guy, to score. We have multiple people that can contribute, that can score 20, can score 15. Not just the starters. We got Collier can score off the bench. Walt obviously can go off for 30 any night, 20. Junior's going to come in and hit big threes. Matias is a monster, So,
literally.
So coming off the bench, we have those guys. So if the starters aren't getting it done, next man up.
Yeah.
And we're all rooting for each other.
I think, and I don't know how you see this, but Gary Brown in Bayamon is having maybe one of his best seasons.
Bayamon, I think, has only lost twice when Gary has played.
Yeah.
But obviously he's coming off an injury and he's not 100%.
Yeah, but he's having maybe his best season in the league. How you can match that? Because Gary Brown is a guy that shoot a lot of balls. Is very consistent. Is very defensive guy. It's not that emotional like Duarte, for example, and maybe Gallinari, that they lost their focus and stuff. How you see Gary Brown coming to this series?
He's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
It's, with a lot of these guys, it's not about like stopping them because you can't. They're just, some players are too good offensively. He can dribble, he can shoot, he can pass, he's quick. So it's not about stopping him completely. It's just about containing him. Don't let him get big games. Don't let these guys get big games. But, to the same note, we go into it knowing we have Angel to guard him, and nothing against McGee. I think Angel should have won Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's a little harder to guard, run around screens, down screens, and guard the ball 94 feet, and be one of the top guys to do it. So we have one of the top guys in the league to do that. So, not trying to add fuel to the fire by any means.
It is what it is.
But, we have a great defender to guard him. So we're going to try. We're not going to stop. He's not going to go scoreless.
I think this series is going to be a very long series. Both teams are very good.
Yeah.
Are getting, Carolina, Canóvanas was a tough opponent.
Yeah.
Not like Bayamon.
They dismantled them.
No, they dismantled, but Bayamon, they have to play tough to win the 4 games.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a very long series, and if both teams get help, keeps healthy, I don't know. So, Game 7 in El Rancho is wow.
Yeah, I don't want to be there for a game 7. Hopefully we'll clinch it.
Game 7 is
it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Very
Yeah.
top place to win.
Yeah, definitely. But it's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be emotional from both sides, from players. It's gonna be very high level, very competitive.
We're almost done, but in general, what do you think is the reputation of the BSN with players all over the world? I mean, is it getting more noise, more recognition? Are you getting queries from teammates on other teams?
Yeah, definitely. I think from when I first started in 2019, to now, I think the reputation has grown tremendously. We're getting guys who play in Australia, come back and want to play. They can play the full season. We're getting a lot of ex-NBA guys. So it's kudos, hats off to the owners, for putting up the money and making the conditions better, but also the Puerto Rican players for being better, you know, and our talent pool has risen. So now the league is better. It's a way better league. It's not just 2 imports are killing every team, so these guys want to come over here because it is good basketball. It's a good place to stay. It's a good place to live. You're close to if they're American, you're close to the States.
I remember an interview with Travis Trice last season said that it was great for him because his family can come and visit, spend a week, spend 2 weeks when he was playing in China, obviously.
These guys.
And they come here, they don't have problem with the language, they don't have problem with the food.
And the thing that you said on the beginning, that the spotlight right now on the league because of the owners, Bad Bunny and stuff, helps you guys in terms of looking for other opportunities.
Yeah, definitely.
Because everyone is seeing the games. So,
definitely.
So it's good. It's a win-win. I think.
No, it's great. The league is doing a good job. The players, the talent pool is a lot better. We're getting really good imports. The competition in the league is so much better.
Playing long time here, like maybe do not playing in other places.
We'll see. You know, I don't know if the money's right and if it makes sense. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but it's definitely the competition level's growing. So
a fan told us that you also play golf. When did you start playing golf? Does it help you at all with basketball? And can you invite Jonathan because Jonathan plays as well? I don't play. I don't.
Actually, me and my wife picked it up in 2020 in COVID.
Okay.
So in Sacramento, during the lockdown, that was basically the only thing you could do. That was outdoors. You know, we would go on walks every day, and then her parents actually golfed, and they're like, "Come play golf with us." And we're like, "Man, sure, why not? We're bored. Can only play board games for so long." And then after that, we fell in love with it. So I started a couple years ago, and then not necessarily doesn't help me with basketball, but it takes my mind off of basketball, which is
I guess it's helpful with the frustration.
Which is
the frustration in golf is probably worse than
basketball. No. It's
But it helps me to clear my mind, get away from basketball. Because like I said, I've been playing, year round. So whenever I can get on the course and get away from basketball and do something else that's active and fun, hang out with some people, is always great. So I love it.
Yeah.
I don't have
any frustrated.
Yeah.
But
obviously.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to add other than palancas arriba, Santurce ahí,
and thank you for playing with us.
Yeah, happy to have you. So let's see. We're more happy to have you in a month.
You're gonna go to the Bad Bunny concert?
That's the plan. Hopefully.
Okay.
That's the plan.
So, but the team is gonna go or.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We might be in the house.
Bad Bunny is locked in. He's locked in.
We might be in the house if we win it.
That's what I was thinking. I should go to la casita.
Y ya que Bad Bunny dijo lo que dijo, pues,
claro.
They boo him. Fucking fanáticos de los vaqueros.
They even boo Bad Bunny.
They boo Bad Bunny.
No respect.
In his concert.
In his residency. No respect.
No respect.
That's how you know the series is going to be good.
Yeah. Thank you, Brett, for having the time to talk to us. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was fun.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me, of course.
So, el viernes. This episode, if you are going to listen it on Friday, los Cangrejeros de Santurce comienzan su serie en el Rancho
Bayamón.
En Bayamón. Así que, nada, ya la haremos después. Que la fecha de conversación se me queda muy.
Y grabamos. No, vamos a grabar también antes.
Sí, grabamos.
O sea que no vamos a saber lo que va a pasar
en
el episodio.
No sabemos.
Ok, muy bien.
Dale, que la fecha de conversación se me queda muchas. Bye.